Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we are starting the December month. It means today we will discuss the best current affairs of the 1st of December 2020. All the November current affairs are uploaded and they are very up to date. And guys, from today we are starting the December month current affairs. Today we will upload 1st December and the 2nd of December 2020. Today we will discuss 1st of December and here are two best images, but today we will discuss 7 to 8 very important and the most important current affairs of the day. And guys, before proceeding, I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription, that you can buy our Affairs Cloud subscription with two methods. One, you can directly visit our website, that is affairscloud.com/current affair, or you can go to the description box of this video. There is a link in the description box. You can directly visit the subscription area by this link. What you will get in the subscription? You will get the daily wise PDF. It means in the daily wise PDF, you will get the theoretical current affairs and the question and answer PDF. Next, you will get the weekly PDF. It means all the current affairs basically arranged according to the week. Next is the weekly test. It means it is very important to evaluate yourself that how much current affair you can retain. Next is and most important is the monthly PDF. In the monthly PDF section, you will get the 5 PDF. First PDF is related to the theoretical current affairs of the month. Second PDF is related to the question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs are converted into the question and answer format so that you can revise and retain the current affair for long time period. Next is the pocket PDF section. It means it is very important before your exam. You can revise your current affairs very quickly by this PDF. Next is the banking, finance and the economy PDF. It is very important for those aspirants who are preparing for the banking exam. Next is the current affairs question and answer PDF top 100. It means top 100 current affairs will be provided to you of that particular month, and these 100 current affairs will be in the form of question and answer. It means you can retain the current affair for long time period. And guys, these all things come at very minimal cost. For my advice, if you take my advice, then you have to visit this website or the description box link. Then you will surprised to see the price. And on that minimal price, we are providing you 10% extra discount. If you use this code ASH10, then you will get the 10% extra discount. And these current affairs are available in Hindi as well as in English. So guys, let's start 1st of December 2020. And here is our first question. Which country topped the list of sending most number of educated migrants to OECD countries? Now, most important thing under this question is OECD and the headquarter of this organization and name of the country which topped this list, the sending the most number of educated migrants to the OECD countries. First of all, let's discuss about OECD, that is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. I am repeating again, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Where is the headquarter of this organization? Headquarter is in Paris. Remember, the headquarter is in Paris. In the 29th and 30th of November video, I already discussed about OECD, but I am again giving you a hint that headquarter is in Paris. And who is the Secretary General? That is Angel Gurria. But it is not so much important and you can revise just by the name, Angel Gurria. Now, let's talk about the country, and the country is, guys, India. So it is the very important question or mark under the most important question because I am talking about India, and India topped the list of sending most number of educated migrants to the OECD countries. You can also see here where highly educated migrants come from, that is India. You can also see here 3.12 million. And second number goes to the China 2.25 million, just behind the India, and the third is the Philippines and so on. But you have to remember just India and the China. You can see here India came at the top with around 3.12 million highly educated migrants living in the OECD nations as a data of the 2015-16. It means they are basically calculating this index on the data of the 2015 and 16. For India, the share of individual migrants who have highly education status is 65%. That is very much high. And highly education means having received vocational or the academic training during this time period. China with 2.25 million, that is 48.6% highly educated migrants, and India is 65%. That is a huge difference between India and China. Came next to India in the list of, followed by the Philippines. Out of 120 million migrants, it means the total migrants are 120 millions. OECD number country, 30 to 35% of migrants are highly educated. It means almost 65% migrants are not so much educated. But I am talking about the educated, that is 30 to 35% are highly educated. So it means the education criteria is now changing, and almost every person is now educated. We are here talking about the highly educated, but on an average every person is now educated. So it is a very good thing if you are talking about the human development. So very important, guys. Remember, India basically topped under the index where the migration goes to the OECD countries. Now move to next question. India and which country launched bilateral fast track mechanism in investment? Not so much important question, but I cover this question because you can remember this bilateral fast track mechanism in investment. It means both the countries want that maximum to maximum investment can take place in their countries. So that's why they wanted to fast track this mechanism of investment. And this country is France. So remember, this country is France, and it is very important country for India because there are two exercises in India. If you are talking about the France, that one is the military exercise that is known as the Shakti, and there is a naval exercise that is known as the Varun. So remember these two exercises, and France holds the 7th position. France holds the 7th position in the FDI to India. And this bilateral fast track mechanism meeting is attended by our Housing and Urban Affairs Minister, that is Hardeep Singh Puri. Remember, you can see here Hardeep Singh Puri ji, and there is a France Minister, Frank Riester. He is currently Minister of Foreign Trade and Economic Activeness in the France, and both launched 18th Indo-France Joint Committee for the fast mechanism in the investment. So the question is very simple. Just remember bilateral fast track mechanism. This keyword you have to remember, bilateral fast track mechanism for the investment. And the most important here is the military exercise between India and the France is the Shakti, and the naval exercise is the Varun. And recently, one more important thing, that India has received the third batch of 3 Rafale fighter jets. Already we have received the 5 Rafale jet fighter jet in the Ambala Air Base, but now we have received 3 Rafale fighter jets at the Jamnagar Air Base in Gujarat. You have to remember this, that earlier we received 5 Rafale jets and we received it as Ambala Air Base, but now we received 3 Rafale fighter jets at the Jamnagar Air Base in Gujarat. So these things are very important if you are talking about the India and France. Now moving to our next question, and guys remember about France. France capital is Paris, and who is the president of the France? That is the Emmanuel Macron. Remember these things, very important. Move to next question. Which country became the biggest FDI sources for India during April-September 2020? That is the most important question. It means this country citizens invested in India maximally, and this country is, guys, Singapore. Just remember the news which I am telling you. Which country become the biggest FDI sources for India during April to September 2020, and mark under the most important section, and that country is Singapore. Second rank goes to the USA. But first country is Singapore. So remember this type of the question very much asked in the banking exam. Singapore remains the top in the biggest FDI source for India during April to September 2020, and US becomes the second country. You can also see here, Singapore has invested almost 60,000 crore into India, which is the biggest source for FDI into India. And second country is the USA, which almost invested 53,000 crore rupees in India. And USA overtakes Mauritius, which was in the second rank during the first half of the current financial year. Because earlier there was Singapore in the first, and the second rank goes to the Mauritius, but now USA overtakes the Mauritius. So remember, the second rank goes to the USA. And guys, this data is released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Remember, this data is released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And who is the Union Minister? Union Minister is the Piyush Goyal. Union Minister is Piyush Goyal of Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Remember. And who is the Minister of State of this department? Hardeep Singh Puri and Som Prakash and Hardeep Singh Puri. Move to next question. Cambridge Dictionary has named as the word of the year 2020. It means which word is declared as the word of the year by the Cambridge Dictionary? Mark under the most important question, and the answer is, guys, very simple. That is quarantine. Remember, this word is marked as the word of the word of the year 2020 by the Cambridge Dictionary. Cambridge Dictionary. There are other dictionaries also there. That is the Collins Dictionary, Oxford Dictionary. So there are other words also. But remember, the Cambridge Dictionary declared the word of the year is the quarantine. You can also see here the Cambridge Dictionary word of the year, that is quarantine, a general period of the time in which people are not allowed to leave their homes or travel freely so that they do not catch or spread a disease. It means the basic meaning is the house arrest. House arrest. But it is a legal term you can use in the simple manner also. Runner up of the word of the year is the lockdown and the pandemic. Lockdown and the pandemic, these are the most searched words in the internet. Cambridge word of the year 2019 was upcycling. It was the word of the 2019, upcycling. So you have to remember this also. Other word like Collins Dictionary named lockdown as the word of the year 2020 according to the Collins Dictionary. But in this year, Oxford Dictionary decided not to name a word as a word of the year, stating that the year 2020 cannot be described in a single word because there are so much things are going on around the world in 2020. That's why they forbid, or you can say that they decided not to name any word as a word of the year. So your one question basically there is eliminated of the Oxford. Now remember, there is a Collins Dictionary and there is a Cambridge Dictionary. Cambridge Dictionary named quarantine and a Collins Dictionary named lockdown. Remember this. Move to next question. Who is appointed as the ambassador for the British Academy of Film and Television Arts Initiative? That is a BAFTA initiative known as BAFTA Breakthrough India 2020-21. Most important question, guys, and this news covered by every newspaper. So that's why it is very important. And answer is very famous person, that is A.R. Rahman. Allah Rakha Rahman. Remember the name of this person, A.R. Rahman. You can see the picture of A.R. Rahman becomes Breakthrough India Ambassador, that is the BAFTA. And guys, BAFTA stands for British Academy of Film, Television Arts. So remember, this is the full form of BAFTA, and he becomes the brand ambassador of BAFTA Breakthrough Initiative for India, or you can say the Breakthrough India Initiative. Now, what is this? This BAFTA Breakthrough India Initiative is to identify, celebrate and support up to 5 talents working in film, television or games in India. It means they want to search here the 5 talents which are working in the film, television or games in India. A jury of British and Indian industry experts will select the 5 talents across India to mentoring and guiding program of 1 year. And very much things will be provided to that person or the 5 persons. The participants of the initiative will receive 1 year mentoring, global networking opportunities, free access to BAFTA events and screening for 12 months and full voting BAFTA membership. These are the awards which will be given to these 5 persons, and these 5 talents will be selected by the jury of British and Indian industry. That is the BAFTA Breakthrough India Initiative. And this initiative is supported by the Netflix also. And A.R. Rahman first debut movie as a music director was in 1991. That movie was Rosa. So remember, it was the first movie which was as a music director directed by the A.R. Rahman. Remember. Move to next question. Who won Formula 1 Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix 2020? So remember this, Bahrain Grand Prix, and it was won by one and only person, and my one of favorite, Lewis Hamilton. Remember, this person is very much talented in the Formula 1 racing. So rather than you remember the races of the Lewis Hamilton, just remember which races lost by this person. So this is very easy to you. So because he won the 10 races in this year as an individual category, so remember it is a Lewis Hamilton. Bahrain Grand Prix 2020 marked the very important question. You can see here Hamilton wins crash at Bahrain Grand Prix 2020. This is Hamilton 11th win in the season of 2020, because I already told you that he already won the 10 races and it is the 11th win of the 2020 season. Lewis Hamilton clinched the 2000 Driver Championship title with this victory at the 2020 Turkish Grand Prix held Lewis Hamilton victory gave Mercedes their 115th Formula 1 race win. It means the total Mercedes win are 115th, but overall the record goes to the Ferrari, because Ferrari won the maximum number of the Formula 1 race, and it is almost I think 238. Yes, it is exact 238 races won by the Ferrari, and it is the highest record by the any car maker. Remember this. Move to next question. Which organization released a new book titled Future of Religion Cooperation in Asia and the Pacific? I am repeating the question. Which organization released a new book titled Future of Regional Cooperation in Asia and the Pacific? And this book is released by one of the most important organization, that is Asian Development Bank. Remember Asian Development Bank. There are 4 things you have to remember about Asian Development Bank. One, the establishment year of Asian Development Bank, that is 1966. Where is the headquarter? That is in Manila, Philippines. Next, who is the currently secretary, or you can say the president? That is the Mastsugu. And next is the how many countries are member of this Asian Development Bank? That are 88, including India. Total countries are 68 which are member of Asian Development Bank. Now, what is under this book? That is Future of Regional Cooperation in Asia and the Pacific. This book reviews the progress with the regional cooperation and the integration in Asia and the Pacific. You can see the cover page of the book, that Future of Regional Cooperation in Asia and the Pacific. You can also see here, as per book, India has the 4th major host of Greenfield Foreign Direct Investment Project and 8th major host of the cross-border merger acquisition deals during 2004 to 15. It means they are taking the prediction years of the 2004 to 2015, almost 11 years. And India has the 4th major host of the Greenfield Foreign Direct Investment. Remember this if you want to remember, but it is not so much important. Just remember about the Asian Development Bank. This is most important. Move to next question. Which state had signed MOU with International Digital Health Artificial Intelligence Research Collaborative, so much difficult name, to develop and deploy digital technologies in the health sector? So very simple question. In simple word, you can say the state government want to improve their health sector because of COVID-19. Every state want to improve their health sector, and this state want to use the digital technologies, and for this digital technologies and the artificial intelligence, they signed the agreement with the International Digital Health and Artificial Intelligence Research Collaborative Organization, so that maximum to maximum health sector can be improved. And this state is, guys, Punjab. Remember, this state is Punjab. You can see here, Punjab government signed this type of the agreement to improve the digital health, or the you can say the health with the digital technology. You can see here, Punjab is the first government partner of IDAR to develop models of the people-centric digital infrastructure for health. It means Punjab is the first government in the country who is developing the digital infrastructure for the health. The projects include data interoperability, real-time epidemiology, and dashboard and benchmarking of digital health solutions. So no need to remember these type of the things. The collaboration will provide digital opportunity of around 30 million Punjab people to renew and revive the delivery of world health services. It means it will generate the new health services, so the maximum to maximum benefit will be given to the Punjab citizens. And IDR, what is this? It is a global platform to enable inclusive, impactful and responsible research into the digital health and artificial intelligence for the health. It means how the technology, how the new technology like artificial intelligence can be used in the health sector, so that it can be benefited maximum to maximum people. This is the main initiative of the IDAR. So no need to remember this organization. This is not so much important. Just remember the government. That government is the Punjab. And remember, recently in Punjab, Beas Conservation Reserve. Beas is the name of a river which is flowing from Punjab, and this Beas Conservation Reserve is the first river conservation reserve all over country, and it is a Ramsar site, guys. Ramsar site, remember. So total Ramsar sites in Punjab are 6. Total Ramsar sites are 6, and these are Kanjli wetland. Next is the Harike Pattan wetland. Next is Roped Lake. Next is this Beas Conservation Reserve. Next is Keshapur Conservation Reserve, and last one is the Nangal Reserve. These 3, like Beas Conservation Reserve, Keshapur Conservation Reserve, and the Nangal and this becomes the new 3 wetlands in Punjab in January 2020. So total wetlands or the Ramsar sites in Punjab are 6, and total in India they are 41. Move to next question. Dave Proves, actor, passed away. Very famous actor in the field, and you have to remember the name of this person. This is very important, guys. And this person belongs to which country? This person belongs to England. But before acting, he was weightlifter. Before acting, he was the weightlifter, and he represented England in the Commonwealth Games of 1962. So after that, after his weightlifting career, he basically became the actor, and his weightlifting career was very, you can say, celebrated, and he won the weightlifting championship in 1962. But you have to just remember the name, that is the Dave Proves. Move to next question. Senegal footballer Papa Boba Diop. And it is very saddened news, guys, because recently Diego Maradona passed away. Now a new, or you can say the very young legendary player of the football died. And he was a citizen of which country? He was citizen of the Senegal. Remember, Senegalese footballer Papa Boba Diop died at the very young age of 42. He was middle fielder, and he was the hero when Senegal shocked the world by defending 1-0 against the, you can say, the world champion France. And it is very important for his tall 6 feet 5 inch height. This person was known as the wardrobe. Remember this. And he was very legendary player. Remember the name, Papa Boba Diop. If my pronunciation is wrong, forgive me, but Papa Boba Diop is the name. Move to next question. 29th of November 2020, that is celebrated as International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people. So you have to remember this day, that is on the 29th of November. That is celebrated by the United Nations, International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people, and it is annually observed on the 29th of November to mark the day when the United Nations General Assembly adopted the resolution for partitioning Palestine into Arab state and the Jewish state. It is the day when the Arab state and the Jewish state was divided, and Palestine became the two parts. Divided into two parts. The day encourages the member states of the United Nations to support and promote the observance of the Day of Solidarity, and it was firstly observed in 1978. Now, here are two things are important. One is the Palestine. So, it was divided into two parts on the 29th of November. And second thing, it is a very important organization, that is United Nations General Assembly. Where is the headquarter? Headquarter is in New York. Who is the president? That is Volkan. Remember, who is the president of the United Nations General Assembly? That is Volkan. Volkan Bozkir. Remember the name, Volkan Bozkir. So this day you have to remember. Move to next day, and this is basically the one-liner important points, and this is very important section, because in the one line you can remember the news. BHEL, that is Bharat Heavyweight Electrical Limited, sets new record of manufacturing India's highest rated auto transformer, that is 500 megavolt ampere, 400 to 120 33 kilowatt. So remember, and it is at the National High Power Testing Laboratory in the Madhya Pradesh. Just remember which company basically manufactured the India's highest rated transformer, that is BHEL, Bharat Heavyweight Electrical Limited. Next, a viable vaccine for COVID-19 will not halt the spread of the economic damage. It means if a vaccine will come, then it will not basically reduce the economic impact to the country. So this is a report by UNCTAD. So for news point of view, this organization is very important. It is United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. And where is the headquarter? Headquarter is in Geneva. Headquarter is in Geneva, and it was established by United Nations in 1964. And headquarter, remember the headquarter, that is in Geneva. Next is National Security Advisor Ajit Doval visits Colombo for 2 days to participate in the 4th NSA level meeting on Trilateral Maritime Security Corporation. So remember just the name of the National Security Advisor, that is Ajit Doval, and he visited the Sri Lanka. And you have to remember, it is a trilateral cooperation and another country is also involved, Sri Lanka and Maldives. And he visited 2 countries, that is Sri Lanka and Maldives. Next, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, a 6-day, 3-nation tour visit with Bahrain, UAE and Seychelles. Just remember these 3 countries who visited the External Affairs Minister, that is Bahrain, UAE and Seychelles. Next is the 1 out of 6 people in the world faces severe water scarcity. That is a report and that is information for you that there is huge problem of water scarcity. Next, 3rd Global Reinvest Renewable Energy Investor Meet and Expo takes place virtually from 26th of November to 28th of November. And this is inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi ji. But the most important thing under this section is the place where it was held. But it was held virtually, that's why it is not so much important for you guys. So many countries participated, so many states participated, and this invest means innovation for sustainable energy translation. Remember, innovation for sustainable energy transition. And one more important thing, who is the minister of the new and renewable energy? That is Rajkumar Singh. Just remember, this is the 3rd Global Renewable Energy Investor Meet and Expo takes place virtually, so that maximum to maximum renewable energy can be generated in India, because India has a target to generate 175 gigawatt till 2022, and that is a huge target which have to achieve by India. So remember. So this is all for today, guys. If you like this video, then subscribe this channel and please press the bell button so that you can receive the notification on time, and press the like button also. And we want 700 plus likes so that we can make more videos on the different contents. And guys, it is a Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section definitely. And it is our survey that 90% of the current affairs in the different type of the exams comes from our current affairs. It means from the Affairs Cloud current affairs. And guys, it is my personal promise that if you are watching the videos regularly and if you are reading the current affairs from the PDF, then your current affairs section will go strong and your accuracy in the current affair will also improve. Thank you guys for watching this video and take care.